Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
Hello and welcome to the Popternative podcast. This is the podcast where we have digital dialogues from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. And I'm really excited with the Oscars just passing. There's so many amazing films that we were able to see this year. And I'm really pleased to be joined by an actor who is in one of the most, in my opinion, powerful movies of the year that was nominated for Best Picture and was nominated for other Oscars as well. I am joined by actor from Lion, Divian Ladwa is with us on Popternative. Divian, welcome to the show.
Hi guys.
So right off the bat, Divian, I mean, there's so much you could say about Lion, but just how it's such a powerful movie. Your performance was fantastic. For everyone who's seen it or people who haven't seen it, they definitely should watch it. Talk about, that moment where whether you were auditioning or whether you saw it for the first time where you were like, I'm part of something pretty special.
Well, I knew that the film would be special in its own right. Before I read the script, we get like this email breakdown of what you're being seen for, a little bit of a synopsis, and there's this little link, and the link opened up a Google Earth advert which had the real Saru Briley in it. It's only like 2-3 minutes long, and straight from there it's just like, what a story, this is something else. And then, following the audition process and actually landing the job and knowing you're going to be part of it, it's just, I knew it was going to be a very special film, and it is impacting people in a big way as well, which is nice to see.
And one thing, too, is you look at your performance, Dev Patel, you look at Nicole Kidman, just across the map, a film with like many powerful performances, and it's just to be part of a film like that with many scenes where there's so much emotion from more than one character is something special. Everyone's got a lot going on. It's not that type of film where it's just the one guy and then maybe one other person. Everyone has a lot of weight and history to them, which is what makes Nicole Kidman's performance quite special. Everything she's doing has years and years of weight behind it. Everything she says is weighted down with that family history. And then there are people that you may never have heard of before that I know will do very well. Everyone's talking about Sunny Power, the kid, but the older brother, Gudu, played by Abhishek, the camera just loves him. And Priyanka Bose, who plays the biological mom, is also just phenomenal. Yep.
And she's sort of there throughout the film in like little memories and stuff. Everyone's got a lot to do.
Yeah, and I started the podcast off talking about the movie Lion, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about yourself as well. You've acted in a couple of other shows as well. I understand, I saw on Twitter you've been involved with a web series as well. You're in the show Detectorists as well.
Yep.
And Did I say that okay? Detectorists? Is that
Detectorists. Yeah.
Detectorists, which has been on Netflix. And so what made you I don't want this to come off like a loaded question because there might be a lot of things that come to your mind, but acting, what made you what drew you to that profession?
Well, I've always wanted to be an actor as long as I can remember, probably from the age of about 4. Maybe younger than that, I don't know. I think it's just that it might be down to that childhood thing of wanting to be He-Man or wanting to be the Thundercats or wanting to be the Terminator or
You know, my mum used to let me watch movies. Well, she tried to make me go to bed, but I would end up watching films.
Yeah.
And we used to watch movies like Terminator when they would have their terrestrial premiere. Um, Stay up late. Alien was a big one. Still got memories of seeing it. School holidays, watching black and white films, whether they were westerns or film noirs with James Cagney. Just wanted to be what I saw, but you can't in real life be a machine. You can't in real life go and shoot aliens in space. You can only do that in film. So I think that's what it was. That's all I can think it could have been, because I can't remember what it was specifically at that age. But then also in school, primary schools, they used to take us to see theatre shows. Secondary school, when you start really studying, you go into like your GCSE drama and A-level performing arts, but it's more theatre orientated over here in the UK. So start reading plays and going to the theatre, and all of a sudden it's something else. You don't have to be this sci-fi related thing. You could be something a lot more natural and grounded, something more social and political, something more psychological. So your reasons change, but the beginning, I don't know. I don't know why.
Yeah, and what you brought up too, this concept of storytelling, you know, being a storyteller. I mean, you know, you're playing a role that when in acting in general, you're playing a role that, you know, in many situations, with so many people from around the world, can stay and connect with someone for as long as they live and be one of their favorite, you know, films of all time, or favorite characters. Like someone could, you know, relate to a specific scene or a specific role with a character in the film. And do you think that Lion has potential to be a film like that, that's going to stay with so many different people, whether it's people that have been adopted or whether it's people that, you know, want to go through a journey to figure out something about their life? There are so many storylines in there that could stay close to someone's heart.
Oh yeah, definitely. The response I've been getting, just, you know, whether I'm on the tube going to work or whether I'm just walking around. I went to see a friend at the play, in a play yesterday. More people were telling me how good the film is, as opposed to my friend standing next to me and telling her how good her play was. So there is a massive impact, and it tends to be women more than men, and I guess that's probably something to do with being a mum, but possibly the idea of you know, the fear of losing a kid in two different ways, for the biological mum and the adoptive mum. But, you know, parenting in general and everything that goes with it, you know, it's not an area we discuss so much, because a story like this is very unique.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll get into more questions away from Lion specifically, because I know you might or might not be tired of talking about that movie all the time, because it's a big part of your year this year. But for people who have seen the movie, Divian, the dinner scene, where you are with your brother Saru and your adopted parents, and just so much emotion with that scene from your character. And that scene specifically, I just wanted to know, because you had other scenes where there was a lot of emotion when you were talking to Dev Patel's character, but that scene, how did you prepare for a scene like that? Because that scene really set, I think, the tone for the remainder of the film of what, you know, these characters and what these kids that Nicole Kidman raised are really going through and feeling. I mean, you really set the tone. It was an unbelievable scene, unbelievable performance. Did you have to, like, I'm sure you had to prepare or really take that specific scene looking closely when you were making the film, because it was such a key scene, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, that was a tough scene. There was a tougher scene in terms of what you're required to do as an actor, which didn't make it to the final cut. So if that's a big one, there was there was a much tougher one, if you will.
Oh wow.
But that one, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it because I knew about it, obviously, in the audition process. I spoke to the director, Garth, about it. I researched different areas on my own. And also, we met the family like a couple of days before. And they were there. That was actually my first day of filming. And they were hanging around. I think they were Nicole's trailer or something. So they were present. So there was like a lot going on. And I just remember thinking, they had the art department, prop department had laid this amazing table. And it's like, what am I supposed? I don't know what I'm supposed to do here, But I had spoken to Sue, the real Sue, beforehand, and she spoke to me and gave me a bit of advice. And Garth showed me footage of Keshav, who plays young Mantosh, and they had filmed his stuff, I think, the day before, and they were showing me what he was doing. And I guess it was using what you had learnt so far, and then also using a little bit of what you saw in that footage as well, because that is who you are, but older. Mm-hmm. And I guess it was just a combination of what I had said to Garth, what he had said to me, the same with Sue. That footage, just a combination of lots of different elements.
Yeah, and it was, all those elements came together, and now I'm just intrigued about that scene that didn't make it to the film. That's all I could think about right now. So,
to put it simply, it's just me and Dev, but it's not a violent scene or anything like that. It's just
very emotional.
It's more weighted, if anything, but it's just harder to do.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. And Divian, on our show, we talk a lot about social media because I have a background. My master's in communications specializes in social media, and social media has come a long way. And for actors like yourselves, you have a new tool now that you can use for promotion. But you can also use it to network and reach out to people. And I've seen a lot of athletes, reach out to agencies for, endorsements. And I wanted to know from your perspective, are actors maybe using it as a networking tool in terms of landing work, like connecting maybe with a possible casting agency, or does that come into play at all? Or do you see it more as a vehicle for promotion and exposure to get your name out there?
See, I'm quite new to it.
Yeah.
Like my Twitter's like got 3 followers. It's a new one for me. But I have noticed casting directors do put up tweets about stuff that they're casting, and that gets retweeted. So there is potential for that. But then again, there's also 2 different types of actors. There's like people like myself, and then there's obviously the Nicoles and Devs who don't have a Twitter. I don't think Rooney Mara has a Twitter, or I don't think they have an official social media page. Whereas actors like myself, who probably do need to have it, do need to have some sort of outreach. Davina, who messaged you, she was the one who suggested I get a Twitter. Mm-hmm. And try and use it. So I've been like trying my best to get to grips with it and understand it, and try and use it. But all I've been doing is replying to people saying thank you very much for the compliment. So I don't know I haven't figured out how to use it promotionally or in terms of networking just yet. But I'm sure I'll figure it out.
Well, 2 things. One, if you ever have any questions or need anything, I got you. I could assist you with that. And I gotta correct you. You have 179 followers. So
okay, right,
I don't know where this 39. Give yourself a little bit more credit there.
These guys must be your people. They must have just.
Well, as soon as we get the episode up, you're gonna see your. Make sure you turn off the notifications on your phone because there's gonna be a lot of news from your social media notifications. But another thing too is, Divian the actor is gonna use it for certain ways, but Divian, for your personal stuff, you're going to use it another way as well. You're going to use it, for various different reasons to kind of check out, news, events, stuff that you're into. So my question to you is, what are you using it for, away from the profession, actor exposure aspect of it? Like, what do you see social media as? News? Because a lot of people say the news aspect of it.
Yeah. I mean, I have a Facebook, but I don't want to turn that into Divian Ladwa, the actor. I want to keep it personal.
Yeah.
I don't want to add, someone I don't know.
Yeah.
Just a few years ago, I had like 1,000 friends, and I was like, I don't know 1,000 people. How can I have 1,000 friends? I can understand, like, in Twitter and Instagram, you have a follower, someone who wants to follow your tweets. Get it? I get that. But 1,000 friends, I was like, it doesn't make no sense.
Yeah.
I want to go on Facebook and. My friend Kyle, who's like cycling 5,000 miles from California to Ecuador, and he's staying in like the jungle and stuff. I want to go online and see that he's put a photo up, because I can't phone him. But I want to see that like he's okay. I want to see that he's done a good job raising money. I want to see his photos. Then you got friends in different parts of the world that are like might be having a baby or whatever, and you can't get out there and see them. At least you can see their photo. So I kind of want to use it in that respect. But news, news is a bit more difficult because, I don't know, I think news on any platform has lost a lot of integrity over the years. Well, as long as I remember. It's just not, I don't know, how do you find a reliable source now? When the news doesn't state their source, it's a tricky one, but at least you can see something you're not getting off the television.
No, absolutely. I think you bring up a lot of points. One, the divide that's no longer there that you're identifying about the fact that you could, you don't have to be in the presence of your friend to see his Facebook post or see a photo he posted. I think
I would like to be. I mean, I think he's just traveled all the way down Mexico on a bike. I wouldn't be able to keep up, but
no, absolutely. But I'm just saying,
I would like to be there as opposed to.
Yeah, but but at least you get to kind of see what he's up to from social media. Yeah. But what I mean is, a lot of people see that in a negative light, Divian, because a lot of people see that as a loss of actual interpersonal connectivity, and that's something that's brought up. But another thing you brought up too, which I find interesting about news sources, is it's almost like a double-edged sword, social media, because I have a lot of sports bloggers and fan bloggers and people that work in the sports media and professional athletes come on, and we talk about this a lot. And yeah, it's fantastic that social media has given a voice to a lot of other people that wouldn't have a chance to create a sports blog or create an actor's review website. But it can't go unnoticed, this this concept of being oversaturated. Like there's too many things now out there.
Yeah, but there's also 7.5 billion people.
Yes, touche.
I remember the World Cup in '94. The advert was something like, "There's 4 billion people in the world" or something. It was like this ad, and like 2 billion will be watching the World Cup, and now there's 7.5, and it's rising. So, I don't know. You could have a blog about baking. It's not for me, but at least it's there.
No, absolutely. But what happens then if there's like a billion baking blogs, right? One's gotta that it could happen. I'm just saying.
So that means there's going to be a lot of obese people around.
I know it's. Oh man, it's just. I'm sure there are a lot. Maybe not a billion, but I'm sure, if I go after this interview and search all the blogs
for baking. Yeah, But then there are a lot of blogs, but sometimes they might be more communal. They might be more orientated to what's near you. Obviously, if it's sport, like yeah, I don't know, someone's writing about, I don't know, Calgary Flames or something.
Oh, hockey, yes, sir.
I don't know much about hockey. I thought I'd throw it out there because I noticed you're a hockey man.
Oh, we love that. Thank you.
I wouldn't. It wouldn't be accessible to me because I'm completely ignorant on that subject. So if it's oversaturated, it might be oversaturated for that community. But I don't know. I don't visit that many blogs. I do visit film blogs sometimes.
Yeah.
That's within my interest.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, they're quite repetitive, but they're not as repetitive as the main media sources, where the article is full-on synopsis, and it looks like they've just copy-pasted what was sent to them in the press release. And then at the very end, they make their points. So
you get that in sports a lot. That happens a lot with with news. Yeah.
Yeah, at least in a blog, someone has typed, or a video log or something. They're saying what's important to them. And if you find someone who does it in a way you like, then that's the person you follow.
Yeah.
I guess. And I guess the blogs, there's so many blogs, but not all of them will continue. Like yours, you've been doing yours for a while and you keep doing it. So that's great. But I don't think everyone will keep doing their blogging.
Yeah, I mean, like when I made Popternative, it was, to start it as a podcast, but I want to make it a brand. I want to make it a brand that, it has a blog and it has interviews and it started off. But you have to start somewhere. And the podcasts right now, I think, are very big, Divian, because you kind of get these behind the scenes discussions with, actors like yourself about, a scene that we didn't even know was in the Lion film, right? So people are really get really interested in that and curious about that. And we're gonna wrap up soon, but first off, two questions. One, there's a lot of people that want to be an actor or want to be in news or broadcasting, and we ask a lot of our guests this, and you could answer this from specifically actor, but just in general. But someone like yourself that has seen success in movies like Lion and the show Detectorists, what advice do you have for people, whether it's in your field of entertainment, or whether it's someone in sports, to that want to start, you know what I mean? Like they finish school and they want to do certain things, or they have a dream that they want to achieve. Do you have anything from your past experiences that you can kind of share, that could be good advice for someone?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this for quite a while now. I've been doing this for over 10 years, and sometimes you meet people that are new to the industry and things go very well for them very quickly, and that's great, and good luck to them. It might not always be that way for you. You may not have the contacts. You might find yourself just knocking on doors that are closed and they just stay closed. And every now and then you'll do a big play or a film and you think it's going to be your platform, and it still might not happen for you. It still might not lead to anything. So the only thing I could say, if it's something you really want and you can handle the unemployment, if you can handle the rejection, and you find yourself 10 years later still going, and you don't want to stop and you don't want to give up, then I guess it's about persistence. If you don't have luck or you don't have contacts, it's about your personal drive and your persistence. And one other big one is preparation, or rehearsal. Just preparing as best you can for whatever it is you're going in for. I went in for something today where they needed an English person to do a bit of Spanish. And I can't prepare for that because I don't speak Spanish, which is the concept, but it's not something I can pull off. That's just poor preparation. I didn't have time to work on it. I got the script very late yesterday, so I know I'm not going to get it, but I still went in. You know, sometimes it's just about meeting the casting director, and they can see you did your best. They might like you. The director would view the tapes later, say he's not right for this, whatever, but I like his look, I like this, whatever it is. They'll keep you in mind. So again, it comes back to persistence. But the better prepared you are, the more chances you'll have. Whichever, you know, sportsman. You can't be a sportsman if you don't prepare for your sport. Blogging. Can't blog about baking if you don't bake. You know?
Yeah. Oh, bacon blogs, man. First on Pop Turnative.
I might set one up, man. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll start one. How about that? We'll start a bacon blog. Yeah, Divian, really means a lot for you to come on the show. It was an unbelievable performance in line. Detectorist is great too. I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't seen too many episodes of it, but I definitely am gonna go on the Netflix and continue watching it. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Any closing remarks? Anything you want to plug or tell us to check out? Because I saw that web series you tweeted out.
Yeah. Okay. So that could tie into your previous question, because my friend Beck Bowie is an actress, and her boyfriend edits like music videos and animates them as well. And they just, you know, a really inspiring couple. They just make their stuff when they want, and they decided to make this web series called J Dragon. It's quite short. You can watch it on your phone. Watch it whenever you want. It's like a couple of minutes per episode. It's quite subtle. If you like Detectorists, if you like subtle humor, if you like your paced out comedy, it's pretty good in that respect. And it deals with a lot of stereotypes within the East Asian community. But it's done in a very clever way, I think.
Great. Well, we're for sure gonna check that out, and I'll put all the links in the description once we get the episode up as well.
Sure. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So Divian, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. This has
Thank you
been
for having me, man.
No problem, and we'll hopefully get you back on. We also do we do panels sometimes.
Yeah, I'd noticed. Yeah, I saw.
So maybe next time we can have you on for a panel.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
That'd be great. Well, this has been Pop Turnative. You can catch previous episodes of Pop Turnative on our YouTube page and audio only on SoundCloud and iTunes. You can like us on Facebook. You could follow us on Twitter, or you could also follow us on Instagram. We just created an Instagram account yesterday, so if you want to check that out. Thank you, Divian. You can check out all of his projects and all of his links in the video description. Be sure to like and subscribe. And we hope you enjoy this interview.
Thank you for tuning in to Pop Turnative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Pop Turnative on YouTube. Be sure to like Pop Turnative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.